their police counterparts here in Helmand and Nimruz province, sir. So we've been here about 7 months, been trying to move the football every day, staying on mission and task, sir, and we're honored to serve out here. Sir, our real question for you today is how are you going to spend your holiday here in the coming today, tomorrow, and hopefully into the weekend, sir?
Well, I'm at a place called Mar-a-Lago. We call it the Southern White House because I really pretty much work. That's what I like to do, is work. And we've made a lot of progress. We've done some things over the last few days that were incredible, having to do with trade. As you know, we're now getting along very well with China and trade. In fact, they just took tariffs off more than 800 products where they were charging us tariffs, and now those tariffs are gone. But we made a very big deal with China recently. We made a very big deal with Mexico, Canada, North Korea, Japan, a $40 billion deal with Japan, and we have plenty of others coming. It's going to have a tremendous boost in our country over the coming years, even over the coming year, but over the coming years, especially when they're fully kicked in. It's tremendous amounts of money. And by the way, for all of you, I have to say our country has never done better economically. It's nice that you'll fight regardless and you'll guard us and take care of us regardless, but our country has never done better economically. We just set a stock market record yesterday. That would be the 135th in less than 3 years of my presidency. So we've never had a economy anywhere close to this. Our unemployment numbers are the best we've ever had. They're African American, Asian American, Hispanic American. The numbers are incredible. The lowest number in terms of unemployment that we've ever had, lowest numbers. With women, they're down to a 71-year low. We'll soon have a historic number there too. We think if it keeps going, we'll have a historic number, meaning in the history of our country, as opposed to 71 years. 71 years is not bad. But I will tell you, we've never done better, so I think it's good. 401ks and jobs in the country. We have the most people working right now in the United States that we've ever had in the history of our country, close to 160 million people. So for all of you, I just want to tell you, thank you very much. And you make it possible for us to do what we have to do. But our country is doing well. We're the envy of the world right now. Everybody that sees me, every foreign leader that sees me, they come up and they say, what are you doing? Congratulations, we've never seen anything like it. And they want to do it too, but it doesn't work out so well for them. We are doing something that's never been done before, and our numbers reflect it. So you make it possible. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And sir, we want to make sure you're aware, sir, I know you are, but we want you to hear it from us. The mail has been flowing in. The tremendous support from the American people to their service members forward deployed. We've had just boxes upon boxes of care packages, stockings for all the service members. So Operation Santa is in effect out here because of the great support of the American people, their service members. Sir, we just wanted to share that with you. We know you were out here at Thanksgiving, had a great meal up in Bagram. We're going to have a fantastic meal here tomorrow at all our positions. While we're away from our loved ones, we're honored to be here together, representing our nation in support of a mission and working with a great partner. And we will celebrate together here. We thank you again, sir, and happy holidays to you.
Thank you. General, great job. Thank you very much. Say hello to all those great Marines, and we appreciate it. And Merry Christmas. Fantastic job. Beautiful. Thank you very much. So now we'll go to Whiteman Air Force Base, and we'll speak with, let's see, who would like to speak out? Whiteman. Is that Whiteman right there? That's Whiteman. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Mr. President. This is Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Wasmith, the commander of the 20th Attack.
Nice to see
and on behalf of all the 20th Attack Hellhounds and Team Whiteman, we want to wish you, your family, a very Merry Christmas. We greatly appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to talk to us. It means an incredible amount that you would do that and single out the 20th to speak to. So thank you very much. Chief Ruby and I brought 3 of our youngest crew members. As you know, we're flying combat operations every day of the year. Our planes are over Afghanistan. We have First Lieutenant Williford, Sergeant Cook, and Airman Burley. The youngest is 19 years old, that are supporting close air support missions around the clock in Afghanistan for you every day. So thank you for taking the time. It's an incredible honor, and Merry Christmas, Mr.
Well,
President.
thank you very much, Lieutenant Colonel. And I have to just ask you one question. So we spent a lot of money on brand new airplanes, as you know. 3 years ago, you didn't have brand new airplanes. You were not doing well, and now you have all brand new. Are you seeing the big difference? They're already arriving. Are you seeing the big difference?
Sir, your Air Force is thriving, and we, the MQ-9 community, and the rest of the aircraft are extremely lethal. Yes, Mr. President.
Very good. You know, a little while ago, they were going to the graveyards in the desert, and they were taking parts for old planes. You don't have those planes, so you have brand new, beautiful stuff. Are you flying the F-35s?
No, sir. We're flying the MQ-9 Reapers.
Right. That's good. All good, right? Do you fly others
Yes,
other than the Reaper? Do you fly others too?
No, sir. Not our unit specifically. The team here at Whiteman, though, flies the B-2.
Right. Sure.
Yes, sir.
That's a big one. Good. Thank you very
Yes,
much,
sir.
Lieutenant Colonel, and thank you, everybody. Who's the 19-year-old? Tell me. Who's the 19? Raise your 19.
Aaron Burley.
To be 19. Not so bad. Good. Have a good time. Thank you. Great job.
Sir. Merry Christmas, sir.
Thank you. You too. Merry Christmas to everybody. And we'll go now to the Coast Guard Air Station in Sitka, in Alaska. And Captain Michael Frawley, if you could say a few words, and Merry Christmas to everybody. And I said it all about the Coast Guard. The job they've done has been incredible over the last 3 years. Thank you. Go ahead, Michael.
Morning, Mr. President. Merry Christmas from Southeast Alaska. Appreciate you saving the best for last. It's 5 a.m. here, sir, and I just want to tell you we've got only about 180 active duty coasties on the island, and there's about 25% of us here showed up. Really appreciate you taking the time, as everyone else said earlier. We know how busy you are. Everybody, I just want to point out a couple people. We've got Ace Navigation Team Sitka. If you guys could raise your hands, please. Yeah, they showed up. We've also got members of the Coast Guard Cutter Kukui, the 225-foot buoy tender that handles the aids to navigation throughout Southeast Alaska. Guys, is anybody from Kukui here? Feel free to raise your hands. There you go. And then finally, we've got the Air Station Sitka. It's the best aviation unit in the world. We're protecting Southeast Alaska from Dixon Entrance all the way up to Yakutat and waiting for the next bad thing to happen. So, we appreciate you being here, sir. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Well, you do a great job, Michael. Thank you very much, and thank everybody in the Coast Guard. It's a big group in Alaska, and you need a big group. It's a big place. A lot of things have happened in Alaska. One of the big ones is ANWR. You know about that? Possibly the biggest drilling site in the world. We got that approved. They've been trying to get it approved for 50 years. I got it approved, and it's going to have a tremendous impact. Plus, you're doing a lot of logging and lumber work up there. We opened it up for you. So we always watch the environment, very important, but we also open up the business. And Alaska and the Alaskan people have been very thankful, so we appreciate it. Great job, Michael. We appreciate it. And just in closing out, I want to wish everybody a really incredible New Year, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah. Again, we have a special country. Our country is doing better now than it's ever done before. Our economy is the best it's ever been. I believe that as all of this new equipment starts pouring in, and it already has started for the most part, in the case of the Air Force, a lot of it's there. The Navy, a lot of it's there. We're building a couple of submarines, by the way, that will be the most lethal weapons anywhere in the world. I have to tell you that it's what they do and how they do it is rather incredible, but they're the most powerful weapons in the world. And unfortunately, lethal, and hopefully we never have to use them from that standpoint. We hope never to have to use them, but we're going to have them very soon. We already have some, but these are beyond anything that anybody's ever seen before, the submarines. So I want to thank everybody. I want you to have a great Christmas. I want you to have an incredible New Year. I think we're poised for tremendous success in the United States. And enjoy all that new equipment that we're getting you. It's all made in the USA. Very important. It's made in the USA, every bit of it. So thank you all very much. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can we ask you about North Korea?
President Duggan is threatening a Christmas surprise for the world.
Oh, that's okay. We'll find out what the surprise is, and we'll deal with it very successfully. And let's see what happens. Everybody's got surprises for me, but let's see what happens. I handle them as they come along. So you saw that. These are great people. Our military is now replenished. We were totally depleted when I came into office, and it's great stuff. It's great stuff. What's happened, and you see these incredible people. We have the best in the world. So it's totally replenished. New equipment's coming in on a daily basis. It's being made, all made in the USA, and our economy is the strongest it's ever been.
What options are you considering, Mr. President, if it does end up being a long-range missile test?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Maybe it's a nice present. Maybe it's a present where he sends me a beautiful vase as opposed to a missile test, right? I may get a vase. I may get a nice present from him. You don't know. You never know.
Are you going to pardon Roger Stone, Mr. President?
Say?
Are you going to pardon Roger Stone, Mr. President?
I don't understand the question.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon him? Well, I hadn't thought of it. I think it's very tough what they did to Roger Stone compared to what they do to other people on their side. I think it's very tough. I think it's a very tough situation that they did something like that. You know, Roger Stone was not involved in my campaign in any way, other than the very, very beginning, long before I announced a little bit. I've known Roger over the years. He's a nice guy. A lot of people like him. And he got hit very hard, as did General Flynn, and as did a lot of other people. They got hit very, very hard. And now they're finding out it was all a big hoax. They're finding out it was a horrible thing. We were spied on. My campaign was spied on. And again, Roger Stone was not a part of it, the campaign. He was somebody I've known over the years, but not a part of the campaign. Very, very, very early on, long before I even announced, he was involved in a minor way. But he's a good person. And what they did to him is very unfair, in my opinion. And what they did to General Flynn is very unfair, in my opinion. And what they did to so many others is very unfair. And now we found out they're a bunch of dirty cops, and paid for by the DNC, paid for by Hillary Clinton in many cases, and in much. They did a phony dossier. They used the dossier for FISA. And now, as you know, the FISA court and your top judge is very much involved, and hopefully they're going to do something about it. But these were dirty people. These were bad people. These were evil people. And I hope that someday I'm going to consider it my greatest, or one of my greatest achievements, getting rid of them. Because we have no place in our country for people like that.
Sir, what did President Putin say to you that convinced you that the Ukraine interfered in the 2016 election?
What did he say to me?
Yeah.
About what?
What did President Putin say to you?
You're putting words in somebody's mouth. Who are you referring to? Me? I never said anything about it. I never said a thing about it. Any other questions?
Mr. President, are you concerned Pelosi will hold up the articles of impeachment indefinitely?
Well, all I know is my poll numbers are the highest they've ever been. Our fundraising in the Republican Party is the highest it's ever been. She hates the Republican Party. She hates all of the people that voted for me and the Republican Party. And she's desperate to do. Look, she got thrown out as Speaker once before. She lost like 63 seats, 61 or 63. Tremendous, a record-setting number of seats. I think it's going to happen again. She's doing a tremendous disservice to the country. She's not doing a good job. And some people think that she doesn't know what she's doing. A lot of people think that. A lot of people have said it. They had no evidence at all. They had no crime. We had 196 or so Republicans voting 100%. We didn't lose one Republican vote in the House. We had 3 Democrats come over to our side, and 2 in another instance, 2 in an additional instance. And we're in a very good position. Ultimately, that decision is going to be made by Mitch McConnell, and he will make it. He has the right to do whatever he wants. He's the head of the Senate. People remember they treated us very unfairly. They didn't give us due process. They didn't give us a lawyer. They didn't give us anything. Now they come to the Senate and they want everything. If you look back just 2 weeks, just look back at what they did, but over a long period of time, look at what they did. We weren't entitled to witnesses. We weren't entitled to lawyers. We sat in the basement. They would leak everything. They would leak it. We weren't entitled to do anything. They would leak. selectively with a sick, corrupt politician named Schiff. He's a corrupt politician. No, they treated us worse than anybody's been treated from a legal standpoint in the history of the United States. It's never happened before, where you can't have a lawyer, you can't have a witness, you can't have time. You didn't. Even recently, when they had the constitutional lawyers, they got 3 lawyers, we got 1. Fortunately, our 1 lawyer was better than their 3. And we also had a much better case. We have a perfect case. I say it again, we have a perfect case. They had no case. But they had 3 lawyers, we were allowed 1. They had 3, think of that. They had 3 lawyers, constitutional lawyers, and each one spoke for an extended period of time. We had 1 lawyer. What do you think of that? So now they get to the Senate, and now we have the majority, and it's up to Mitch McConnell. And we have the majority, and now they want McConnell to do wonderful things for them. I mean, he's going to do what he wants to do. Very smart guy, very good guy, and a very fair guy. But they treated us very unfairly, and now they want fairness in the Senate. They ought to look back at the last year to see how they've hurt this country. Fortunately, we have a president that was able to plow through all of the stuff that went on and goes on. And also, tremendous amounts of information are being written about, even by the fake news, concerning FISA, concerning dirty cops, the people that started this whole thing. What they've done to this country is incredible, and hopefully it's going to be taken care of. The Attorney General's working, and everybody's working, but if you just go, because I like to stay out of it, and I do stay out of it, if you just go by what you see in the papers, it's incredible what's going on. We had dirty cops, we had people spying on my campaign. They did terrible things, the likes of which have never been done in the history of our country. It's very sad. All right, have a good time, everybody. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Press. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Mr. President, are you going to hold a signing ceremony
Guys,
with
we're heading out. Let's go, guys.
I will be probably doing that at the right time. We'll be doing a smaller ceremony. Ultimately, we will be having, on the China deal, we will be having a signing ceremony, yes.
Will you sign it, you and Xi Jinping?
We will ultimately, yes, we will.
Do you know where that
When
will
we get together, we will do, but we'll have a quicker signing because we want to get it done. The deal is done. It's just being translated right now, okay? Thank you.
Are you ready?